number 1. It's the first game of our best of 5, and it is the grand finals. Philippines versus Mongolia. Now with this, a lot of adjustments that we're seeing by Cesora and also Saison. So looking back here on the emblems, we've seen a lot earlier of agility. Now it's a different route for them as well.
Yeah, even looking at the emblems in specifically, right? Even with the art lot, like with Eisen, it's a little bit different than what we've seen in the past. We have seen them go full fighter, right, with the Brave Smite into the Festival of Blood and then Firmness, but this time he's got a little mix there, also the cooldown reduction, and on the even for Saison, right, having that attack speed is going to help him, depending on his build as well throughout the game. But that's what I'm saying, like the fact that you have a couple tenacities too still has to be something you have to cover your bases with if you're Mongolia. So that's why the emblems, you know, they alter a lot of the game here.
Yeah, since there's a regen factor of Mongolia right now, you have the Fairness, you have the Dignity Recall. The addition of the Tier 1 Firmness emblem gives extra physical and magic defense. So in a way, once they get in with a skirmish or even a takedown, that's one way to add extra attributes in those kinds of setups, right?
Yeah. Completely
having a safe way passage. Look at the pokes from Saison receiving by Mongolia. Now spreading it out. Like they might force out something here, but still maintaining all the discipline.
Okay, good job. And as you kind of go through the early game here, that's the best thing you can do. Avoid the first blood as much as possible leading into the turtle. And then you have to kind of go through there, right? So at this point, now for the Philippines, you want to be able to get in the position as they do. And it actually kind of just looks like that, right? Like Mongolia just wants to give that up as they focus down Unigo here.
Okay, getting the first equipment onto the movement. Now he has the cooldown reduction magic shoes. Now on an off-cam kill there. Saison has secured the objective. And also a kill. Look at that. Heavy spin from Cesora. Now Cannon might eye on 2 members there. Dropping them. That's the region coming through. Cannon might be in trouble. That's the pull. And now taking the kill, Mongolia secures their first point.
Okay, 1 for 1. Turtle going to be secured for Philippines here. So off to a decent start, but still relatively nothing in terms of gold lead for the most part. Bebex has to flicker out.
Okay, with exchange of an ultimate. Half HP on to Recotiano. Now Ethan being present most in and of the lanes is just aiding way that you were thinking about heading into this game. How and when will Bebex will pop off? So that's in the back of the heads of the players right now of Mongolia to get in with the discipline, how to maintain the items flowing through Bebex.
Yeah, it's time, right? Like that's really what it is, and that's why you see a lot of pressure too on just parts of the map. Archangel though.
Okay, Archangel might be in trouble here, being forced to use the beats. Now Cesora has used the heavy spin.
Get the
that
times
could
out.
be the reason. Now the time's journey has been used. Now Saison is eyeing to take on Forbid. Saison and Cannon's here for the combo, and the damage will pull through. Archangel secures the kill.
Little things like this is what matters, right? Even though it's an early game, oh, hold on. They're not going to make a play up here, are they? Unigo getting in position, Saison there as well. They shouldn't be able to. I mean, relatively they shouldn't be able to here. They're just covering Bebex because that was your question, you know, like how much time or at what point in the game do Mongolia shine? Well, for the most part, Eisen can be flashy. He's more of that setter later on for the most part too. Bebex though is the damage guy, right? And that's kind of what happens with a lot of Beatrixes here. But they need obviously time. At least I would say with Beatrix, like 2 items. 2 items will at least put you in a position where you're actually doing some damage here. But now the fight for this next turtle breaks out.
Forced a flicker out to Ethan. Now Cannon has a way of zoning out members. 3 members now might be pinned down. Heavy spin. Might pin down Archangel now with the use of regen and even Vengeance. Now that will be the safe passage back to the turtle. Now who will secure this objective is going to be Saison. Team Philippines gets the objective. Now 1 more member might be pinned down here. Cesora escapes the wrath. Now Cannon receives the shot from Bebex. Now still Philippines winning that back and forth. Now it's still not stopping. Eisen trying to get to the back lines. Low on mana. Now Cannon. Eyes on Ethan. Will the time's journey on reverse time be an effective way of regenning out of Philippines now? Cannon trying to eye on Forbid. Appraiser's Wrath connecting. Saison would want to secure the kill, but it was too far of a step and damage.
How many times was there like an engage and a disengage and then a re-engage back and forth? Again, this is something kind of you expect, right? It's Florin basically versus the Diggy and also the Faramis. Like you have Cult Altar, you have Time's Journey versus the Blooms pretty much. And that's kind of what happens here. Neither team really has that much damage just yet. It's too early on, right? But right now, Philippines building a little bit of lead because of the fact that they were able to secure themselves the 2 turtles and, of course, continuing putting pressure around the map. It's just 1K gold lead, nothing too major. So Mongolia still hanging in there. Again, when it comes to the keys to victory against something like the Philippines, this team is keeping it together in the early game, not letting things kind of slip out of your hands early on. So if they can find it, great.
Now, speaking of finding, Ethan has been spotted down by Archangel and Saison. Yes, securing the kill. Ethan goes down. Archangel takes the
Nice
score.
heavy spin.
Now heavy spin, pinning down 2. Will they be able to evade this once again? Forbidden Eisen. Oh, final slash onto the turret of Mongolia, safely evading that devastating burst. Philippines still managing to go out of the wrath, but meanwhile Bebex up top, Ricardiano using that blazing duet, evades with a BMI, still safe.
That's what I mean, right? Like, you lack the firepower. You had a great final slash into the turret. I mean, there was even an attempt with the heavy spin, but still, even when that happened, like, you don't have much damage, you know, and that's kind of what happens also when you put a Faramis in the mid lane position there. Yeah, you've got 2 Impure Rages you're running with, and you can kind of whittle people down, but you don't have the burst, that follow-up just yet. So now the fight for the turtle here.
Good positioning. Philippines has a good way of taking this. Who secures? It's Cesara!
Wow.
Stealing with
Smooth.
a complete calculation of retribution.
Well, that was smooth, right? A great final slash
Butter.
again.
Cannon using the bravest fighter now. Reverse time. Still an annoying way to remove himself out of the possible threat. Oh, heavy spin. He's being brought down right in the wrath of force.
What?
To escape, still sustaining. How is he alive? Philippines still managed to secure a safe passage back with a recall. Cannon still safe.
Florin stock going up. Oh no, Unigo in trouble.
Oh no. Reverse time.
Still
One
alive.
more HP bar left. Still surviving, still staying alive. Vengeance, Ultra Recatiano. BMI out. Archangel buys more time to zone out members of Mongolia. Cesara bounces and dodges out of that wall. Now continuing this fight for Forbid. Might be in trouble. Paces ramp now being committed. Eisen going low on mana. Now being taunted out. Unigo trying to aid on Archangel. And just keeps on going. Vengeance to final slash. Not even the trade, just continuing pokes. Look at the sustain happening right now on these 2 teams right in the mid.
This is some of the longest team fights we've seen this early on, or just in general, right? I mean, the constant back and forth is insane at this point, and this might be the answer, like I said, against this sustained lineup. Okay, Ethan, just quickly gonna get taken out there.
Okay, being in those state of positions, that is the macro prowess that we're going back again as the identity
Bebex.
of the Philippines. Bebex flickers out, being taunted at Pracer's Raft. Damage will be enough to take him down. Saison secures the kill. Now heading in for the push. There's still more turrets left to be taken down against Mongolia, but on the other side, you're just cutting through the lanes.
I'm just gonna say it again, right? I've been saying this up to this point. Get a look at the items there. But this is always that 8-minute mark leading into the first Lord where the Philippines finds a lockdown and turns things around. Archangel
still alive.
Wow.
He's still alive. Forced out of vengeance, used the beats. Archangel with a safe way of going back
What
to
an
base.
angel.
And completely safeguarded by an angel. Joy back to the base, and with just as that, Philippines secures the Lord.
As I was saying, impressively, right? This is what the Philippines is known for. They will turn things around and in a matter of minutes have garnered themselves a 4K gold lead here going into the 10th minute of the game, right? Look at the lockdown. Archangel survives this like a madman. Pops the vengeance, bobs and weaves in, has the beats going, and just walks away.
That was almost 3 ultimates committed. Okay, Cesara now being hunted down by Cannon. Ethan might be here to reinforce. Meanwhile, down bottom, Recatiano going busy, pushing down. Might be another turret to be taken down inside of Mongolia. Defenders being shorted down. Kind of check it back on the map. Where is Philippines heading right now? Going on with the push from top to bottom.
Right now they got to make work of this Lord. It should be taken care of rather quickly. But you can see it, right? Even Saison just patiently waiting here to cut them off if he can. ZXORA has the job to clear the Lord as he does, but they're going to lose the tier 2 here now next. Mongolia suffering for space now as that gold gap gets even further. Still, they go in.
Oh, heavy spin now has been committed. He's trying to pin down one now, using it to go back to base for safety. Aizen trying to use the final slash, but look at that. A Praise is connected, but the region coming in through from Philippines now could be a threat from Mongolia. Bebex takes down one, that's Saison. Now Philippines will back away with that kind of position. They have been trapped right into the vengeance and the threat of Aizen's final slash.
Yeah, I think, again, they don't have any ultimates available right now. Well, Aizen now has the final slash, but relatively good, right? They were at least able to get a kill in Saison as he went down into the base, but that was only the first Lord, right? So you really want to be, if you're Mongolia here, you really want to get to a point where you can actually hold your own against these team fights, right? And that's what you see them doing. Even looking at the damage leaderboard, they're there somewhat, and now it looks like they want to go in the mid lane.
Oh, Aizen. There's BMI connecting onto you, plus the blazing duet. Will he survive?
Cannon.
Oh, Slither has survived, but Cannon secures the kill. Zora using the heavy spin to back away. Hurricane will be the one to aid him back to dodge in face of that wall. Now on defensive take, Mongolia, Philippines on the lead. 5K running and counting through. 45 seconds for the Lord to show up.
Cannon's so flashy, man. You know, that's what you kind of expect with Lapu Lapu.
It's been flash ever since.
It's literally, it's either, it doesn't matter if it's Cannon or Aizen. They'll both do those things like that, you know, and it always looks great here. So still, again, trying to find space in their own jungle. Mongolia has to kind of work around this because in 20 seconds that Lord's going to be up here and they've got to decide, do we actually want to contest it? Do we want to leave it be?
Look
they
at the
are
damage.
getting whittled down. Wow.
Ooh.
ZXORA just taking shots from Wakatiano here.
Look at that peel, almost three-fourths of the
Crazy.
HP bar dropped down right onto Zizara. Now they're on to the way of like cleaning up, getting or gathering out resources available. Now this will be the question. Will they contest this though? Will the defense be enough? Because 2 flickers are still cooling down from Ethan and Aizen if they want to break out a play. And it's melting really quick here. Philippines taking out the
they're too
Lord.
late, they're too
Zora
late.
using the heavy spin.
Unless
Will
he
he be
gets
able
it.
to steal this? Who's going to steal this? Will it be the Philippines or will it be Mongolia? It's going to be Saison securing the objective. Now Ethan might be trapped in the Brain Spider, connects, stunning him out. Unable for him to even go through that wall. Now winning that objective, it's Philippines against Mongolia, pushing them back for a defense right in their base.
That's tough because the idea there probably was more so for ZXORA to just try to get it, right? Like he probably didn't want too much commitment from the team. Let me just try to get in there and see if I can go ahead and retreat away. And unfortunately, that didn't happen, and Ethan was part of collateral damage, right? So now here you are, Lord going down the bottom side, and you're up to defend. Clear-wise, they still have good clear, right? They still have decent defense, but at the expense of what? And how they deal with this Lord is up to them here as it crashes into the tower. They should make quick work of it, but they're going to lose their tower here. Saison jumps in, though.
That's the push from the Lord. Now HP bars dropping down. They might eye to take on the last turrets from top to mid from Mongolia, but still they're waiting for their waves to push through here. Look at the final slash being used against Saison here, still sustaining that spam right out of Aizen. Look at that cannon just dropping down, trying to set up the pace for Team Philippines. Archangel as well might do with the beast here, but the turrets being now melted down.
One hit
by the minions. Now Unique has and Tikiras, possible way of sustaining the damage of Beatrix right now. Bebex right on point. Zara being stunned here, might be pulled in by Team Philippines. Now back in the game. Saison still not letting Aizen go. This is XP lane that was being slashed through right into the base. Now regenning right the way through the... Oh! Bebex is finally the kill down, and now Cannon trying to hold on for the defense of Team Philippines. Now going back, there's not enough minions to push through here. Pushing them and peeling them back off. Mongolia still defending.
Still defending. 14 minutes in, able to defend once again. That's 2 Lords now that they've dealt with. Now they've lost all their turrets, but they're still fighting them, you know, and that's something you're seeing. But again, one thing you constantly have to worry about is that, Rakutiano, right? This is what he's done in the previous games when he hasn't, even if he hasn't won from the split push or whatever, he builds time up. or he builds his items up in time to the point where then it just transitions to now he's the problem, right? And he can kind of whittle people down. You look at the items that he's got already. He's pretty much locked in. You know, he's got DHS, he's got the Corrosive Scythe, Golden Staff. He even has Malefic Roar and the Wind of Nature to help him out here. So he's full on ready to go.
Stacked.
And it's tough to deal with if you're Mongolia because the whole time you really haven't had to worry about him too much. But, you know, now he's a huge threat in two kind of angles. It's either he's blazing duet into your team and he has massive damage, or he's pushing and putting pressure on a side lane, right? So now, as Lord comes up in about 5 seconds here, they're going to go ahead and take the resources from Mongolia. There's already, like I said, a massive gold lead here for Philippines. So Mongolia might just be better off not even fighting, you know? Find what we can. That's what you see them doing in the top lane.
Yeah, pushing through. Meanwhile, Philippines has the edge and taking this Lord. Archangel using the beast out in the middle
Bebek's
of
in
4.
trouble.
Bebek's going to be in trouble now. On to safety. Here comes the reinforcement of Mongolia. Now Ethan falls down in the hands of Archangel. Slowly but surely targeting the members of Mongolia. Slowly being popped out. Oh, Immortality has been used by Cesara. Ultimate will not connect to Philippines. Oregadiano secures the kill. The waves are coming in top, middle, and bottom. Now this will be a tight defense for Mongolia to have against Philippines.
Okay, right now, still down all these turrets in their base, 2 members as well. It's up to these 3. Can they hold it together against the full force of Philippines as they don't even wait for the Lord?
Archangel, half HP. Bebek still trying to clear the waves now onto the base. Philippines knocking through. Will the final slash be the answer of Mongolia to defend? No, it won't. Game number 1 goes to Philippines.